Hello, everybody. How are ya? Talking about a new little topic today, and I'm running a little behind, but that's okay because we're here, right? And last week was kind of a recuperation week, so usually I'm here every Wednesday to talk about entrepreneurship, sales funnels, email marketing, all of the things that will help you take your second act entrepreneur journey to the next level, so that you are generating revenue and, more importantly, leaving the legacy that you are aiming to leave, because you've already had a full career. Now you're ready to move on and leave more of what you've learned, your experience, and your expertise for those of another generation. So, if you don't know me, I'm Elisa Connor. I own a company called Elisa Connor Consulting, and I have for the past 10 years specifically helped small businesses, coaches, consultants, and course creators take their expertise in education and turn it into a profitable business that they can control, how much they want to work and who they want to help and how they help them. So I had a kind of a unique experience recently where I kept having this same concept come across my peripheral vision. And at first, it was like, "Oh, that's kind of annoying," but I kept seeing it places. So I would see it on Facebook, or I'd see it in an email, or I'd see it like on a YouTube video that I was watching. But it was all about like people that I knew that were doing either deep cold dives or taking really cold showers, or in some way like shocking their system with really cold temperatures. And one of the ones is that I think it's here in Colorado, but there's this group of people that they go and they jump into like the reservoir. I can't even think of what they're called now. It's really gone out of my head. But if you know, tell me in the comments what it is where they go and they jump in the ice cold water. It's like the Polar Ice Club or something like that. But and I think they have them all over the country. But anyway, it's these people that I personally think might be crazy, but now I get why they do it. But they go and they dive into really ice cold temperatures, and then usually hop right back out. But so I started to do some research, because I'm not one to like just jump on the bandwagon of like, okay, why is everybody doing these like cold dips and taking really ice cold showers and all these things? But then I started seeing some people that I respect that are doing these things. And I respect them for different reasons. They're doing really well in their business, and they have usually a lot of intention behind why they do what they do. And so I thought, okay, so I'm going to go check this out. And so what I found is that it led me to do some research on our anatomy. And I am by no means an anatomical expert, but I do have somewhat of a medical background in a totally random way. And I'm always learning about health and, our body, because we only get one body. And so what I found is that there's this nerve system that goes from the base of your brain down to your small intestine. I have my notes over here. So, but it goes from basically the base of your spine all the way down through your system into part of your intestine. And it's called the vagus nerve system. And I was like, okay, well, that's kind of interesting. That's a really long nerve system. And it goes down both your right and your left side. And it controls things like your digestion and your breathing and your heart rate and different things like that. And so it goes to the large intestine. But more importantly, it controls your parasympathetic nervous system. And if you aren't familiar with that, that's what controls your rest and digest piece of your life. And so it's not fight or flight. That's a different part of your body and your brain, but it does control like whether you're resting or digesting. So if that is out of whack and your parasympathetic nervous system isn't aligned or feeling like it can relax, or maybe it's the opposite, it's just stuck in one perpetual motion, then things like your digestion, you might have acid reflux, you might have high blood pressure, and things like stress, say, I don't know, COVID for the last 2 years, and now the economy and the war in Ukraine and all these things are really stressful to a lot of people. It can throw your parasympathetic nervous system out of whack. And so I thought it was really important to kind of talk about this with my entrepreneurial people. Because as we get older, especially second act entrepreneurs, we're already taking a huge risk by taking, the big leap to jump into a new career at this stage in our life, or at any stage in your life as an entrepreneur. It's kind of a scary ground to jump into, but most people will only go so far. And so why this episode was titled Risk Taking and Leaving a Legacy is that as you move through entrepreneurship, you are going to be required to keep taking risks. And the higher the risks you take, the more traction you're going to get with your business. And some people are going to be like, no, I've taken enough risks. It's too scary. But the more you resist, the more it will persist. I'm sure you've heard that. And so what you don't want in your business is, say, you don't want to have to work so hard for customers. You don't want to have to work with people you don't like. You don't want to work with people that won't pay you what you're worth. These are things that we all go through. Or you don't want to do that LinkedIn, Facebook Live in order to put yourself out there in front of people in order to get customers. Well, when you resist that, you are playing into your comfort zone. And when you're playing in your comfort zone, you can't get to the next level that you want to achieve. And so I started to think, okay, as I get stuck in my entrepreneurial journey, because I still do, I'm like, okay, something's got to shift. And I've always been fascinated by the parasympathetic nervous system because it controls so many things in our body. And I had really good teachers along the way. I had a yoga teacher who first started to teach me about this in yoga. And then she also did polarity therapy, which I did some polarity therapy with her, and I learned more about that. I started using tuning forks. So this is not a new concept to me. It may be new to you, which is great. I'm glad you're hearing about it now. But I was just curious. So how does this tie back to the dump tanks? Well, one of the ways to naturally re-engage your vagus nerve is by, jumping into ice cold water or standing in a cold shower. And I was like, all right, really? And so I decided to do an experiment. And I thought I might as well do an experiment and just see, okay, really, is it really going to do anything? And so I am one of those people that loves really, really hot showers. Like the hotter, the better, skin scalding showers. And so this was, I wouldn't think it was such a big leap out of your comfort zone. But what I found was that I would just turn the shower all the way to cold, and my heart rate started to beat harder. And I was like starting to freak out. I'm like, oh my God, I don't know if I can do this. And what I found was that flight or fight mechanism in our brain was immediately turned on, giving me excuses as to why I had to shut that cold water off right away. And so I have built up in the last 2 weeks to 2 minutes of ice cold water in the shower. And it has been, it's been difficult. I'm not going to lie. It's been kind of crazy and difficult, but what has come out of it on the other side, measuring, what really happened with the cold showers. You're probably like, okay, that's great. Why would I dunk myself in cold water or take an ice cold shower? Well, what has come out of it has been kind of amazing. So instead of feeling stuck in my business or stuck in, this mode of what do I want to do next? Because a lot of times as an entrepreneur, we can get stuck. We're like, okay, I've been doing the same launch. I've been doing the same thing. I'm not getting anywhere. But when we can unstick ourselves from that mentality, we can make progress. And so that's exactly what happened, is that I started to look at things a different way. I had new ideas coming in. I had new inspiration and motivation and excitement. And, what the end result is that it started to loosen up that vagus nerve and had it get that creative energy moving again, and started to get it so that, more ideas could come in and I could make changes and move in the direction that I really wanted to be in. And if you have listened to recent podcasts and things like that, I've talked a lot about alignment and being in alignment with who you are and where you want to be, and being able to put out your best to attract the people that you want to work with and that need to work with you. And so more than anything, I feel more aligned. I feel most aligned in where I'm supposed to be and what I'm supposed to be doing and who I'm supposed to help. And so I want to encourage you, whether you you want to take a cold shower, or if you're feeling stuck or you're feeling like you can't do something, here are a few things that you can try to stimulate that vagus nerve in your central nervous system, or your I don't know if it's your cerebral nervous system, I guess. Doctor, I'm not. But here's a few things you can do. If you haven't tried meditation, I highly, highly recommend meditation. I've been meditating now for probably 6 or 7 years. It's been a while. I'd have to go look, but actually it's been longer than that, because I started meditating right after my father passed away. So it's been about 8 years. And I meditate every day in the morning. And that's a great way to just kind of like get aligned and bring calm. There's a lot of chaos going on in the world right now, but you don't have to play a part in the chaos. You have big things to do. You have big things to accomplish. And so taking care of yourself and aligning your system for 5-10 minutes a day is going to help you to stay in alignment and get to where you want to go. So meditation is a big one. Yoga, I'm a big fan of yoga. If you haven't tried yoga, you do not have to be like a super bendy yoga person. You can try yoga and get started with it. And there's so many online opportunities now. I used to do yoga in a studio, and then after COVID, a lot of the studios either didn't reopen or the instructors left and did something else. So now I do Peloton. So if you have the Peloton app, or you just want to get the Peloton app on your phone, you can do that. And they have yoga classes, and they are at all levels. In fact, they have a really great resource for, it's called the Yoga Basics Library. So if you're brand new to yoga and you don't know any of the poses, you can go in there and learn one pose at a time. Just do a couple poses a day. So another one is tuning forks. If you're not familiar with those, I can put a link in the description, but those are they're just these, I don't know how to describe them. They're like a vibration tool, kind of like a singing bowl or something like that, that it will align your chakras, and it can align all of your energy. So that's a great way to do it. Of course, you can always just take the easy, I don't know if it's the easy way, but it'll pull you right out of your comfort zone. The cold showers, you could just try, like, I'm going to just try this for a minute and see what happens. And I would love to hear, I want to hear from you and say, okay, I tried this and you're not going to believe what happened, because that is super exciting when we can reconnect and share our experiences and talk about, what worked, what didn't work, and how it affected our lives. So that's a little bit of anatomy, a little bit of okay, how to get out of your comfort zone, because as we get older, it is so much easier to just stay complacent and stay here, instead of jumping out and going, okay, we have to do new things, because we're taking a new journey. We're jumping into entrepreneurship. And it's the same with your marketing. I know so many people that will just send out the same email, or they'll post the same things on social, or they don't know how to move forward, and they feel really stuck. And the reality is that as you continue to leap out of your comfort zone and do video, or do a live on LinkedIn, or do a live on Facebook, or make a reel, or create a TikTok, or whatever is not comfortable to you right now, it's going to be the next step to move you toward where you want to be. The next step towards serving the people that need to find you, because here is a not so secret. If you are hiding behind your computer and you are fixing every little detail of your website, or you're trying to get the copy just right, or you want your business card to be perfect, or whatever it is, people can't find you. They don't know you're behind your computer screen. And so you have to take a risk, and a risk means jumping out of your comfort zone. And maybe that first leap is just taking a cold shower. So that's what I've got for you this week. Jump out of your comfort zone. Leave a comment below, or comment during the broadcast if you're watching either now or the replay, and let me know what it is you're going to take on this week. What are you going to leap into that's outside of your comfort zone, that is going to push you to the next level in your business, in your life, and in the way you're going to impact and leave a legacy. So in the meantime, thanks for tuning in. I appreciate you being here. And if you have any marketing questions, you can leave those below. I am happy to help you answer, get ideas to you on how to jump out of your comfort zone with your marketing as well. So leave those in the comments as well. In the meantime, take care, be well, and I'll see you next week.